welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing who was the least successful in the big who was the least successful villain in the major new gens. Of course that would mean Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, Boruto, and I may be missing one, but if I bring up any more new gen villains, you could just tell me in the comment section who you think the least successful new gen is. Of course, it is mostly for most, if not all, new gens. Now, of course, I'm going to be talking about 2016 from then on. So, Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail, Seven Deadly Sins. I love all three of those shows, especially Attack on Titan. They are just in such a weird generation where the old generation was ending, but they stuck around where you could call them new gen, but they're sort of not new gen at the same time. So it's really up to you if you want to consider them new gen. Just for this video, I am not going to do that just because they came out around, I think Fairy Tail came out around 2009, 2010. Attack on Titan came around 2012, 2013. And Seven Deadly Sins, I think, is around 2014, 2013, if I'm not mistaken. But you can always correct me in the comment section below. I'll take some corrections. Other than that, the least successful villain in New Gen, or at least major villain, just because if I do the minor villains, take way too long, is Sukuna. Think about it. Ishiki, right, even though he ended up losing his life, he lost because Naruto the Nine Tails ended up sacrificing himself using his last bit of power to inevitably push, get Naruto all his power, inevitably kill Ishiki. But Ishiki also indirectly caused Sasuke to lose his Rinnegan. So now two of the least threats are neutralized just because of the Ishiki fight. While also, he made Boruto lose control and inevitably somewhat let Momoshiki gain a little bit more control over Boruto, and then from then on changed Kawaki's whole state of mind, while Kawaki became more ruthless but still a hero in his own view. And granted, Kawaki just got a different sense of point of view to Boruto, but there's nothing wrong with Kawaki. Anyway, then you got to look at Lucius. Lucius, if you watched the last video, because this will be uploaded in that order, I think Lucius was the most successful. Of course, Lucius is putting belt to ass right now in Black Clover. So right now, his run is not over. While Sukuna, who I think was the least successful, had the Sukuna cycle. Now, if you're on social media or TikTok, especially during the end of Jujutsu Kaisen around, I think a couple of months to a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, the Sukuna cycle was trending or being pushed narratively, where he would face a strong villain, strong person from the main cast, and I really do away with someone from the main cast, and then move on, inevitably fighting everyone until Yuji got his just due and had his main character moment. But Sukuna didn't really kill anybody. Higuruma survived, Chozo died, and Gojo died. Gojo or Sukuna was going to be one of the other had to die in that fight. It's not like someone could have survived that fight. They were going to kill each other inevitably. And Chozo, I mean, he was just not keeping up with the top tiers. Even, I'm not just trying to say the guy from the Kamino family, Chozo and him should have the Kamino family dude left, and Chozo should have been gone with him. But Todo is still alive. Higurumo is still alive. Yuta is still alive, even though he got sliced in half. Megami is still alive. Nobara is still alive. Granted, she was more taken out than Mahito. So, what did Sukuna actually accomplish? Not a thing. As well as he was just fighting for the love of the game. Inevitably, Sukuna's goal as the villain is just to do what he wants. He wants to eat when he wants. He wants to eat whatever he wants. He wants to go anywhere. He doesn't have a specific goal of taking over the world and or being in charge. He doesn't want any of that. He just doesn't want to be told what to do or be regulated by any laws that can govern over him. That's what Sukuna is. Inevitably, he fails at that too. Now we don't know what happens in his prime in his hand thing, but if JJK ever gets a spinoff, hopefully it's in that past life, right? But who knows? Right? Who knows what Sukuna was fighting for? He doesn't kill nobody. And of course, if you read the chapters and from start to finish, especially after the Gojo thing, it looked like he doing real damage. Higuruma, not effective. Yuta, not effective. Yuta taking over Gojo's body, not effective. Todo, not effective. I'm not calling him Kisuke. The first great sorcerer, not effective. None of these dudes that were hyped up, that were given the feats, that were shown, was not being very effective to Sukuna. But inevitably, Sukuna doesn't kill any of them. Even Miguel, who popped up for at least 3 chapters, about 3 chapters, was, I guess, beat down a little, but he just gives up on the fight and says, yeah, I'm done. He doesn't die. So what did Sukuna actually do besides take out Gojo? And of course, Gojo had to be taken out as a plot point, because if he survived the fight in any regards, it would be a Sukuna versus Gojo fight, inevitably not giving Yuji his moment, inevitably not letting his students ever surpass him in any kind of way. Now it is up to you, or up to any power scalers watching this video, if you think Yuji and or Hikari or Megumi surpass Gojo at the end of the series. They don't have the feats of a Gojo, but you know, they of course made a jump, but we will never see how strong they are. Inevitably, yeah, that's me. Sukuna was the least successful, at least in my opinion. Anyway, like, subscribe, I'll see you later.